Hey, good evening, everyone.
So then I get parents.
Okay, let's try this again. Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna call a meeting, Mount Angel City Council, the May 6, 2024 to order. And stand and join me in the flag salute. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Counselor Eager,
Here.
Counselor Sorga,
Here.
Counselor Donahue. Absent. Counselor Ott,
Here.
Counselor Hooper.
Here.
Counselor Bow.
Here.
Counselor Hill. Here. Mayor Wall.
Here. Okay. So do we have any guests or presentations scheduled?
Nobody contacted me to speak.
Okay. Then we had 3 proclamations. And I'm going to try and read. And the first is Police Week. So, whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which it falls as Police Week. And whereas the members of law enforcement agency of the Mount Angel Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the citizens of Mount Angel. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities of their police department, and that members of our police department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence or disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation. And whereas the Mount Angel Police Department has grown to be a modern and scientific law enforcement agency, which unceasingly provides a vital public service. Now therefore, I, Pete Wall, Mayor, call upon all citizens of Mount Angel and upon all patriotic, civil, and educational organizations to observe the week of May 9th through May 18th as Police Week in Mount Angel, and ask that all residents to commemorate police officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. I further call upon all citizens of Mount Angel to observe May 15th, 2022 as Peace Officer Memorial Day, to honor those peace officers who through their courageous deeds have lost their lives or have become disabled in the performance of duty. And witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Mount Angel to be affixed this 6th day of May 2024. Okay, and I'd like to personally thank our great police department and our chief for all the work they do for this community.
Thank you.
Okay. The next proclamation is Public Works. Okay. Okay, whereas Public Works infrastructure, facilities, and services are of vital importance to sustainable communities and to the health, safety, and well-being of the people of Mount Angel. And whereas Public Works facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of the Public Works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees from state and local government and the private sector who plan, design, build, operate, and maintain the transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential to serve our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for Mount Angel residents to understand the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas National Public Works Week is sponsored by the American Public Works Association, now therefore I, Pete Wall, Mayor, do hereby proclaim May 19th through May 25th as Public Works Week in Mount Angel. And I encourage all residents to recognize contributions of our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees. In witness whereof, I have here unto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Mount Angel will be affixed this 6th day of May, 2024. I'm want to ask our distinguished council president to read the last one. My voice is gone.
We are at Municipal Clerk's Week.
Clerk's week.
Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides a professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, in the annual meetings of the state, provincial, county, and international professionalism organization. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk. Now, therefore,
I, Pete Wall, Mayor.
do hereby proclaim May 5th through May 11th as Municipal Clerks Week in Mount Angel, and further extend appreciation to our municipal clerks and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the committees they represent. It in witness where I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Mount Angel to be affixed this 6th day of May 2020.
Thank you. Oh, 2023. All right. Okay, thank you, and thanks to all who work for our great city. So let's move on to no citizens have signed up. Colby, is that correct?
No, nobody has signed this.
Okay, so we'll move on to item number 6. We have our accounts payable report and our Q3 financial statement as for discussion items. So I'm going to start with Council Ofer. Do you have any questions or comments on either of those?
Not.
Does not. Councilor Fowl?
I'm good.
Oh, no. You always have a question.
I'm learning.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. Councilor Sorda?
Nothing.
Councilor,
Can you make me ask all the questions? I do. I actually have 3 questions.
Please ask.
Start
Thanks,
calling
Joe.
you.
Well, I was gonna say, but you always, you tend to ask one of the questions that I want anyways. On page 8. Attorney fees that are $164.50 for volunteer labor, what does that mean? Not really a question of the money, so what is the volunteer role?
It was a waiver that we created so that people could volunteer for police training
Oh,
without holding the city liable
I got you.
in case they got
Okay,
hurt.
that totally makes sense. I was like, I'm sure there's a that's behind the just volunteer waivers. And then on page 9, travel Salem visitor guide grant advertisement, $3,640. Is that literally all it is a print advertisement? What does that get?
That is literally what it is, and that gives us a full page ad in the Travel Salem magazine. which
In the
is-
magazine? Oh, yeah.
Which I used out of the community prosperity money that well, actually, I used, I had to catch my.
Transient lodging.
Transit lodging tax.
Oh, good.
Transit
Oh,
lodging tax for that.
nice. Okay.
And as a way to attract more people to the city. And it's pretty cool where they put it in the magazine, so.
A
I'll
full,
get a chance to
and
look
a
at it.
full page is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And my last one is on page 17. Remind me, under Oktoberfest, like the year-to-date, the actual and the budgeted, is that the money that Oktoberfest pays the city for services, or is that money that the city is paying for things that are related to the festival? I feel like it's a lump sum of things.
Go for it.
No, I
Oh,
don't have a page 17.
it's the financial,
Summary,
financial summary. So the Oktoberfest revenue
Yeah.
is what we get reimbursed from Oktoberfest.
for the thing,
Yeah.
for the services that are
And
provided.
so then the Oktoberfest expenditures are what we pay out for the
Right.
festival, and then
And then that's what they reimburse. That's what, okay, that's what I was thinking, but I was like. Sundown. Okay, that's all I have.
She generated a question on the transient room tax. Do we generate enough income to pay for that $3,600?
we basically spent all of what we've got over the last 3 years. Yeah,
So that's a yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
now we couldn't do that again next year, but we used up, I think, within dollars, tens of dollars, we used up everything we got today.
The budget had anticipated $1,000 a year. For the
This
transient.
future year, we.
Yeah, future year, we anticipate 1,000.
So that just goes into account and then gets spent as it accumulates. Okay,
This was the perfect opportunity to use those funds.
that's
so that's not an annual.
Well, if I choose to get another, yeah, it would be another $3,000 if that's what I'm choosing to do. But my first choice until the transient lodging tax money came up, my first choice was to use the community prosperity money that we have for Marion County.
Hmm.
So I still have those grant funds, and I had to reschedule a meeting that I had set for this week. We're gonna be meeting with them again in hopes to we'll be able to grow that program a little bit.
Thanks.
Okay, so now it's my turn. I don't question the amount or but we had one of our expenditures was 7,900 to Civil West Engineering for the water plan. Do we have any idea when that product is going to be completed and presented to us?
They're on the next phase of it right now. So I really have no idea. when
You don't know?
they'll finish. The first part's done. So like more do. Now they're on the next phase.
Okay, so we're getting there, but we're not there yet.
We're
Right?
getting this.
Okay, good, thank you. So that's that. And let's move on to the quarterly department reports. Item number 7. Anyone have any questions on those? Shaking yes. Okay, then we'll move on. The next item is the consent agenda. We have minutes of the city council meeting on April 1st, 2024, and the budget committee meeting minutes of April 25th, 2024. Do you have any corrections or questions about the minutes? Okay, if not, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
The motion by Council File, seconded by Council Hofer to accept the consent agenda as presented. Roll call, please.
Counselor Hilbert,
Aye.
Counselor Bob,
Aye.
Counselor Eater,
Aye.
Counselor Hooker. Aye. Counselor Astorga,
Aye.
Counselor Donahue is absent. Counselor Hopper,
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Thank you. Our next item is the unfinished business, the paving contract for South Main and West Church intersection. And it's an action item. Head over to city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just as kind of go back in time just a little bit here. You reached a mutual consensus back on February 5th, 2024, to use the remaining ARPA funds to pave the intersection, South Main and West Church and on the railroad crossing. We've reached agreement with North Sandium Paving to pave the sections outlined in the color on the contract, which is page 26 of the contract. The amount of the contract has increased to $77,400 to pave all 3 colored sections. This is simply an authorization by council to me to give me what I need to be able to sign that contract because it exceeds my authority by about $27,400.
Any questions?
The scope of work, are we gonna be closing down the highway? Or are we just gonna go down to 1 lane at a time? I think we're gonna go down 1 lane at a time. It'll be day work, night work. I'm just, it's gonna be a busy time and there's gonna be a lot of pissed off drivers at the moment, so.
And we're so last week.
Yeah, there were quite a few last, even with just the water or the water line project there by the bank. Yeah. I wasn't one of them, I didn't really care.
But they'll be happy when it's safe.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
My short-lived inconvenience. I did have one question, and that is, so the 77,400 is for everything, for which we will get a small amount of that reimbursed from the railroad, correct? Or is the 77,400 our portion and the contract?
That's the entirety.
That's the entirety, and so we'll actually see a small credit on this contract from the railroad at some point.
Yes, as far as I understand from that meeting, themselves down that road. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought initially, I thought we were going down 3 inches, so now it's just 2 inches. Was it always 2? Yeah. I, for some reason, thought it was 3, so.
It's like I was telling somebody today, I'm sure that there's going to be portions of it that's going to chunk out.
Oh, I'm sure. No, is that gonna be a change order item if they go deeper, what they need to?
Likely, but I think we can afford
And if it does go over budget, what's that coming out of? Our
We
street
still have a
fund
little,
or-
we still have a little bit of ARPA money, because we earned interest on the money that was given to us.
Right, okay,
So we'll cover it.
awesome, thank you, that's the only really question I had was, did we have 10-15% over budgeted for it?
Yeah.
And before we vote or do anything, can you convene the joint session of the contract review board and the council?
This one didn't, okay, so. We're,
They came running at me, and telling me we needed to do this.
okay, we're in a joint meeting of the contract
Yes.
review. Okay. Are there any other
I
questions?
only have one. Why was the amount increased? What it was,
Well, we decided to do pretty much the entire
and
intersection.
that initially wasn't the
And then-
plan.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a few feet on each side of the track.
And how long is the project estimated to take? Do you know?
Couple days.
Couple of days, yeah, it's gonna be real fast, real quick once they start.
Okay, I have a couple of things. Somehow when this request for council action was prepared, it came out as for Sandy and paving to provide emergency towing services.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
I got it crossed out in case I get to make the motion.
okay, so,
Not that I'm anxious to do it or
yeah,
anything.
okay, but we need to, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
that's good, thank you. And, what was my,
Well, you can do, I'll take the hit for that, but,
okay, no.
gosh.
You shouldn't take the hit for that.
No, no.
My evaluation's at 2.
I have to tell you, I never did anything like that during my career, so. Anyway, well, thank you, so we'll change that, but, what am I questioning? Oh, I just have a comment. I don't know that we need the bonds and the insurance policy in our packet.
Duly noted.
If we wanted to change something, somebody, either an attorney or the company or the insurance company is gonna tell us no anyway, so I don't know that we really need to and I have to admit, I did not read the whole packet. I did not read every word of that, so.
Duly noted.
And we save trees. Okay, so with that, if there are no other questions, I will entertain the motion.
I can do the review board.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, adjourn a joint meeting.
adjourn. Easy for you to say. Okay, we're adjourning the joint meeting. Now I'll entertain a motion of the council.
I move to authorize the city manager to enter into a paving contract with North Standingham Paving of Stadium to pave the intersection of South Main and West Church around the railroad crossing as described in the attached public improvement agreement.
Second.
We have a motion by Council Fowle, second by Councilor Hofer. To change the motion to read properly. Okay. Roll call, please.
Counselor Hopper.
Aye.
Counselor Hill.
Aye.
Counselor Fowl.
Aye.
Counselor Eager.
Aye.
Counselor Hopper. Counselor Astorga.
Aye.
Counselor Donahue is absent. Mayor Wall.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, our next item is the contract review board. Meeting is open as item number 10, new business emergency repair contract, North Main Street storm line. And head over to staff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One of the new pieces of paper that you have in front of you that was not included in your contract or in your packet, sorry, is emergency declaration. I've never done this before, but this is definitely needed in this particular case because we have a situation that has grown. And we talked about this before, but I'll just read the emergency declaration. Whereas the condition of the stormwater line as it traverses east-west under North Main Street near 245 North Main Street and parallels North Main Street at the same location is in a condition that undermines the integrity of the road surface. Whereas the 27-inch metal corrugated pipe has no bottom and has basketball-sized holes on the sides which lead directly to the base rock, sloping into the pipe, causing voids underneath the pavement. Whereas the voids underneath the pavement could lead to collapse of the road surface. Whereas North Main is a main thoroughfare through town with heavy trucks, school buses, as well as a gas station near the defective pipe. Whereas city procurement rule 137-047-0151 subsection 1 states the city manager holds the authority to declare an emergency. Whereas an emergency declaration allows the city to directly appoint a contractor to complete the work quickly to avoid any damage to life or property. Just as an aside to this, and Alan can kind of feed or fill in any gaps. When we went to do the original water line work, we discovered that, of course, the bottom half of that storm pipe in that area was gone, that it had been kind of jerry-rigged through the water line in that particular location. The water line's actually been moved now, and so that the storm pipe can flow as it's supposed to. But we do have a situation with the storm water pipe that runs underneath the highway from 245 North Main Street. It basically goes right underneath the gas station. And so underneath the roadway, underneath North Main in that location, the bottom portion of that pipe is gone. It's rusted through. You only have dirt left there. So the storm water, what flows there, only is flowing on the dirt. And in the area where it kind of came around the corner, that's been rebuilt by our engineer and our construction company, where our new manhole sits, it was all kind of washed out in that area underneath 17 inches of pavement.
Yeah, at least.
So as we did the work to replace that corner and do the water line, if you look at the storm line as it runs north for about 200 feet, basically up to where the deli is, at least for the foreseeable few feet that you can actually see. Once again, the metal pipe, corrugated pipe is not there any longer. The bottom half of it is rusted out and is gone. And as a matter of fact, Alan's got pictures of dirt that has gathered in that pipe. And it's about, I don't know, probably half to 2/3 filled with dirt and rock and other debris. So Alan's done a great job of working with Flowline Construction and figuring out what exactly we might or might not have to do. And so they have a pretty good idea of what to get done and how to get it done. So in order for us to take care of this before much more rain comes, and so that we don't have any other undermining under North Main Street, I'm declaring this emergency and requesting for council to give me authority to enter into a contract in excess of $50,000, but not to exceed $200,000 to repair this stormwater issue.
How many linear feet? About 200 going north, and then just across the street, whatever that footage is, 60 feet, about 260, yeah.
And we're gonna get the good pipe then, or
Yes.
so it's been cambered, or how do you know it?
Oh, we're gonna get two good pipe, well,
Yeah,
running
get-
north, yes, because from Taylor Street, running south to the first catch basin, we know that's concrete. So we're gonna connect to concrete there. It is metal corrugated pipe going at least out to Monroe. So, there'll be brand new pipe going across the highway. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Probably gonna use PVC. Yeah, just that black double wall.
I assume ODOT's gonna dictate the material.
What's that?
I said, I assume that because it's an ODOT road, they will dictate what our material choices are.
Yeah.
Cause they'll have their own standard for anything under their roads moving forward.
It's possible. However, when we approached them about this, they said it was our issue.
Oh, I'm sure they did. And I mean that with all due respect to all parties involved, I'm
As
sure
do
they
I.
did. But yeah, they, I would just double check and Matt and crew should know what ODOT would expect for us to put back under their street. But yeah, I would assume it'd be probably some kind of poly. My other assumption that I wanna just air out is I assume the 200,000 numbers just to make sure you don't have to come back. And not an estimated amount.
That would be nice. I don't have an estimated amount.
Yeah,
As of yet. In fact, when Alan was talking with Low Line, we're certainly gonna go, as far as we have to, but certainly up to the concrete pipe. But it may cost more. I don't know. It might cost less. Is that how far down?
It's actually pretty shallow. It's literally probably a foot and a half underneath asphalt.
Is it not too far gone? You can't slip line it?
I'm sorry, I don't mean, I
Do a slip liner?
Oh, like
See how like deep?
no.
No, it's too far gone.
Yeah.
How big is the pipe?
It's an old oval,
What's that?
huh? It's old.
And you don't get you very far down.
It's an oval pipe, yeah.
The sad part.
well, I can only imagine that when they installed that 27-inch galvanized pipe, it was state of the art, and that's
Yeah.
they probably imagined that it was gonna last forever.
I'm sure it's a huge upgrade in play.
Exactly. That's suggested, Mr. Mayor.
That's it, thank you. Any other questions, Council? Anyone? If not, I'm gonna entertain a motion. It's a long motion.
I'll make a motion, the city council ratify the city manager's emergency declaration to repair stormwater drainage in Maine, which were previously unknown, and authorize the city manager to execute an emergency contract with Flow Line Incorporated, form that emergency work, amount of no more than $200,000, and the form will be provided and approved by the city attorney.
I'll second.
And second, did you go? Okay, you have a motion by Council Hopper. Second by Councilor Storga. To approve the emergency declaration and repair. Roll call, please.
Councilor Donahue is absent. Councilor Ock,
Hi.
Councilor Hill.
Aye.
Councilor Fowler.
Aye.
Councilor Eager,
Aye.
Councilor Hooper. Aye. Councilor Astorga,
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Okay. We can fix the pipe.
Thank you, council.
Love that stuff. Okay. So our next item, I can back here. It's all our business, so next item is the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a real quick reminder to everybody that we're going to be coordinating the water system here in Mount Angel, and that starts on May 15th. We'll be starting another round of flushing very shortly, hopefully this week. Yeah. We've got a Memorial Day service at Calvary Cemetery on Monday, May 27th. Activities start at 9:30 a.m. So if anybody wants to take note of that, I'm sure they would appreciate it. And then I see that Scott Stokely is online. There's a business after hours. I got this in my mailbox, posted by Direct Link at 215 East College on May 16th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. We're inviting folks to come and enjoy some business after hours meeting and mingling with a few other business members and network your night away. So should you be so inclined to come by that? I will let you know that this week I ordered 3 more radar signs, just like what we've got on East Village. One I anticipate placing on South Main Street, probably one on West Markham, and the other one I'm thinking about putting on Taylor Street. None of those decisions have been made final, but we did place an order for 3 more of those signs. So, pretty excited about that as we wind down to the end of our fiscal year.
It was Taylor College and where? I'm sorry.
So I'm thinking probably on Taylor Street, thinking on South Main, and then on West Market.
South Main by where? Oh, on, by the Benedictine or
Yeah, somewhere there.
coming into town there?
Yeah. So it works. And they're just exactly like what we have on East College. Didn't work real well. Mr. Mayor, that is all I have to report.
Oh. Okay then. Moving right along, I'll go to councilor committee reports, and I'm going to start to my right with our esteemed council president. Peter.
So I have 3 questions. We talked briefly about the speed limit on Mount Jervis. Are we anywhere on that project?
I still have yet to hear back from the county engineers about it. I'll ring their doorbell again.
Okay, are there gonna be truck traffic signs going up, I believe, on Cypress? The new street that ties Mount Jervis to
Markham.
or Markham to West Church Street?
Yeah, we talked about. I was gonna run it by Mark, I just haven't got there yet.
You don't have to run it by Mark, we can just leave it the way it is.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want semis going through there or?
I'm just saying, it's a nice way to cut through there to bypass town, because Railroad Avenue is a mess, you can't go down, probably can't even go down Railroad Avenue, you can't go down Lincoln.
I don't believe that street has a designation for no trucks.
It should. It should, it curves and it's barely wide enough for me to get my pickup through when there's cars parked on both sides of the street.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been doing. You see,
Most regular ones for trucks down cyclists.
Well, maybe I will until the signs go up then. And then the chlorination, I think I know I talked to you, Mark, is there another newsletter going out?
so we hadn't planned on putting another letter out. We did put it on the banner on the website. Did we do anything else? Just trying to get the.
I can make a post on Facebook, and Instagram, and we can make sure and put it out on the June newsletter as well.
Because I'm getting phone calls about the carbon filter and blah, blah, blah.
Yep, it's on, if I hit my home. Right there, please consult a professional for questions regarding any effect on your home's water softener system. Hopefully they'll see that front and center.
On Facebook,
No, that's our city website, but I'll make sure.
not everybody's gonna go on the website,
You would
but,
be
but if you were
surprised.
gonna do the June newsletter, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Is it both in English and Spanish?
Nope.
Can we do that, please? Put it in Spanish.
And Tara, just remind me and I'll forward it on our Facebook and stuff too.
I get your emails too, so
Okay.
I get emails from you, so if you send it out through the library. Email too.
Oh, okay, we can do
Email.
that.
But I think maybe some of the verbiage should say why you should consult your, whatever you said.
The professional?
Yes, because if you don't, you're gonna be replacing your water softener down the road.
We have to be careful with how we phrase that. That's why we've told people if you're concerned with the addition of chlorine in the system that you already have, you should consult with the person that installed your system to see if there's any effect or if there's something else that you need to add to the system. I'm not an expert on water systems.
Yeah, I've talked to like 2 or 3 organizations and one said you don't have to, the other 2 said, yes, you do. So it's like, who's right and who's wrong?
And I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think that was brought up at the first meeting,
It
though.
was, yes.
And I think the people from Shiloh said, if I'm not mistaken, they said it really depends on the system that you may have. They're not everything will be affected the same way. Isn't that kind of what they said?
Yeah,
Okay,
they were talking about different levels of chlorine too, and
Yeah.
the fact that, you know, and I have no idea how these systems work.
Yeah.
But some systems have got certain things within them that the chlorine can actually erode over time. And I know that they highly recommended if you wanted to remove the chlorine, that you use a carbon filter. And they were even talking about, you know, British filters and that kind of stuff, but, yeah, they were also echoing, yes, contact your provider, whoever provided the system for you, and talk with them and see what they recommend.
And
you're done. Okay,
I got nothing.
nothing.
Nope, I got nothing.
Student counselor, you have anything?
Not a lot going on in the district right now. I did a little bit of research.
Oh, I'm not ready for your report.
Okay.
Did you have any questions on this?
On his report, on the city manager's
Yeah,
report.
or something that's not part of this?
Have we had issues before with people coming to you about the chlorination? Have we done that before, or have we not done this before?
Chlorination happened probably back in 2007. Somewhere back in there, chlorination happened back then. Because we had pre-existing chlorination system, both well 7 and 6. But I have done a bunch of research trying to figure out why it was turned off, and I don't know why. But it was on for a while and then it was turned off. Yeah, so there's probably a lot of information out there floating around, but we don't have it.
So we don't really know what the response is gonna be yet.
Are you talking about?
Like on people's water systems, like, do you really know?
No, I have no
Like
idea.
for them?
I have no idea what's gonna happen to anybody's water system. Now, we've done testing for our own water system for the city.
Yeah,
And so all of that information, I mean, I'd be happy to talk about that again, but it's all on the website and everywhere else. You know, that's why we're doing as much flushing as we're trying to try and get any residual stuff that's floating around out there in the pipes, get it out so that when the chlorine's introduced, it won't have a negative reaction. And that's why we're asking people to flush their own systems in their houses, to assist us with that, to run as much water as we can. In fact, we're even going to show quite a bit of grace as it relates to water bill. We're only going to bill people for what they used last year, certainly or less, but not anymore until we get done flushing the system and all that. Because I don't think it's fair if we ask you to flush your pipes out and get as much of that yuck and whatever else out. But you shouldn't have to pay for the water that we're asking you to use.
okay. Cool. That answers my question.
Thank you.
Councilor Sturga, do you have any questions?
No questions other than when's the start date for the paving project? We have no start date.
I haven't signed the contract yet, so I don't know.
Okay, no start date. There is a deadline that they have to be finished. And that's by the end of June. And then just thanks to Chief and his fellow officers for coming to save the day the other day. My daughter had locked the keys in the car and presented a good training opportunity for his officer, Seha, right?
Say hello.
Yeah, and so he got to learn how to basically break into a car. So, yeah, it was fun to watch and it was very informative. I didn't know you had so many tools to break into a car.
We try not to damage.
Yeah, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It was a great opportunity and not only did we use that as a training opportunity, but it was an opportunity for me to move him to solo status. So his coach who was with him at the time, I just told him, yeah, he wasn't there. He was there. I said, get in the Tahoe. And then we both got in the Tahoe and left. And he was just kind of left there going, okay. And so he started following us for a little while until I started going out of town and then I kind of left him. I sent him an MDT message that says, congratulations.
There you go.
Okay. Got it? Council Fowl?
When I showed up, I only had one thing.
Okay.
I got four now. First of all, recognition for Jackie. And the what I can only refer to as a lovely date night at the elementary school with the movie Wonder. My kids ditched me and I watched it with my wife, so we're counting it. There was food.
There was food in the movie?
Food in a movie and my kids ditched me, so it was a date night. But it was well attended. I know there was over 20 families that had signed in and countless others that had not signed in. So that went quite well, and that was the culmination of the joint community read between the city and the school, correct?
Correct.
And I'll admit, a movie I probably would have otherwise not watched, and it was good. Then I have three other quick questions. Well, one was not quick, and it kind of dovetails into, we've been talking a lot about traffic. I was reading the notes from another local town not far from here, and they were discussing a 20 is plenty program. I don't know if something that we've previously looked into, but my understanding is state allows us to go from 25 to 20. For basically only on the roads we have jurisdiction over, so it wouldn't be Main Street, College, Markham. And similar, correct? And so, but it would basically be for the cost of the signs, and this is just what I'm gleaning off of notes. And so my question would be is, one question is for our chief of police, if that, because obviously people who break laws don't care what the sign says, but if that provides any additional enforcement ability or opportunities for the police department, and then the next question would be for the council, if it's something that we have any interest in researching further for coming meetings.
So you might have missed when I was talking about this issue before. It's not as easy as just changing the sign. You actually have to get engineering approval to reduce the speed for each speed zone in the city. And then you have to go through an application process, which is with ODOT.
Well, I do remember all of that.
Okay.
But I was curious if this program, the way this program was presented, or at least how I read it, provided an opportunity to forego the majority of that. And that's what I'd like to find out.
I don't know about the program. The city of Portland has 20 is plenty program. But the city of Portland has still had to go through all the engineering issues and everything else in order to drop the speed limits in the city of Portland. They didn't get a buy on all that. So we would have to pay for that. And not only do we have to pay for that, but you have to do it over like a second time, because you have to do verification. You have to go through a verification process.
Okay.
So it's pretty extensive, and I'm just kind of going over the rough high points that I remember. But I'm pretty sure everything that I can have somewhere on my desk.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember you showing us the very complicated flow chart to it.
Yeah.
And it was just, it says the state calls the program 20 is plenty and allows cities to lower the speed limit on their residential streets below the state prescribed limit of 20. So if we have the opportunity to do that and go these, does that provide, is it worth even looking into? Does it provide your officers any additional benefit?
It gives them a tool you know, so that when they're sitting there, they can run radar, you know, and they can make a decision whether or not they're gonna stop a car.
But they can make the same decision if it's 25 miles an hour and doing 30.
That's right. And it's not an easy decision, and it's kind of hard for me to explain. While on the face of it, sure, if somebody's going 1 mile an hour over the posted speed, technically you could stop them. I'm not sure you would want to listen to what we have to listen to for stopping somebody going 1 mile an hour over the speed. Not that that's necessarily a big deal, but that becomes problematic as public opinion for your police department in the city and a variety of other things. To be able to issue a citation and get a conviction in court. Sure, I can go into municipal court and I could get a conviction for 1 mile over the posted speed because I write them for 811, 111 violation of posted speed, period. It's not violation of basic speed rule. But if I was to write them for it being a hazardous situation, then you're gonna have to prove a lot more in court that the speed that they're actually going is higher than what the engineers say is a prudent speed. So that's, you know, been my experience in the last X number of years. I generally don't write any citations unless they're, you know, 15 over. Residential areas, yeah, a little bit less, school zones, yeah, about 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. Because there's engineering studies that I've been referred to, and I have to educate people about, particularly with school zones, you know, and the survivability of children when they're impacted by automobiles. At anything greater than 20 miles per hour. So does it give us more tools? Sure, it gives us more tools. But it's not a perfect tool. And as Councilor Eater said, you know, we certainly have no problem stopping cars. You know, I can stop cars all day long for 126, 27 miles an hour. Yeah, 25 mile per hour speed zone. But I'm not gonna be making anybody happy. I'm not gonna make your neighbors happy.
Totally understand that. That's why I'm asking the question, because we do get kind of constant bad hearing about people speeding in town and that kind of stuff. And so my ears perked when I saw there was a state program that potentially would allow us to forego most of the expense and we could accomplish something. So that's what I was kind of curious if it exists and if we really do get to forego a lot of the hard, expensive parts.
Well, I'm not, which community are you talking about? Sorton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard anything, and I've not heard anything on the city manager's listserv about this or any of that. And even more than that, I've not heard anything through the Chiefs Association. You know, and I drive everywhere, so the only place I've seen 20 is plenty is Portland.
Okay. Well, apparently there's a state program, so I just thought I'd bring it up because I was curious.
Well, we'll ask the question.
Okay, next question.
Because I know people that are not.
Next question. So I noticed that we have to approve every contract over $50,000 for city manager. What is that tied to? Is that because that's what's in our? Is it tied to anything other than basically the rules that we have the opportunity to modify?
No. It's only tied to our procurement rules, and we can change it to whatever we want.
Okay, I just know with the cost of public improvements, I know that even at the state level, all delegations are going up. And so I was curious if it's something that we could investigate further to potentially. My concern is we're gonna be approving almost all the contracts in town. And there's not enough room for chief to do what chief needs to do. I know, even ours, you know, we used to have to go out to formal bid at 100,000 and now it's 250,000 just because you don't get anything for $1,000 anymore. So, okay, so that was my other question. And last question is, do we have the ability to install any more of the crosswalk safety bollards similar to what we replaced in front of the church and what's down by the post office?
Do we have the ability?
Yeah, do we have any more? Do we have
We don't
are they
have
super expensive?
We can buy one, not outrageous.
Okay. It would would sure be nice if we could put them east of the high school and east of the elementary school, so. In front of Legion and then obviously just before. Birch Street? The Birch or Alden goes all the way across.
Near the crosswalks.
Yeah, near the crosswalks, cause we have them coming from town, and I don't think that that's. Where the issues are coming from as far as people blowing through the crosswalks.
I know that anecdotally speed a problem in both directions. We like to stop people out there every morning. Either coming into town, from the east going west. Or if people are really pushing, start time at the high school.
That doesn't sound like high school students
Pushing boots teachers.
or teachers. So anyway, I'm just thinking if we put them on the other side, it would kind of help designate a little bit more of a safety corridor, if you will.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay,
Can I make one comment to his?
certainly.
The only thing I dislike about those is a lot of people do not understand why they're there.
Yes.
I
They
think
stop, but you don't have to stop.
Yeah.
I've seen ones that say yield instead of stop that may prevent people from actually stopping when there's nobody there.
The only problem is that Oregon law requires you to stop when a pedestrian is entering the crosswalk. So that's what it says on the sign, is what Oregon law actually requires you to do.
But everybody should know that you're supposed to stop if you see a pedestrian.
You should be surprised. You should.
But people are stopping when there aren't pedestrians because they don't know any different.
Even,
So maybe Alan can find.
It's irritating.
Maybe Alan can just find one that just. Is bright and just says crosswalk.
yeah.
Leaves off the stop sign.
We'll look at
Yeah.
options.
Okay, is that it? Okay. Counselor Storer.
No, I already went, but.
Going this way.
Oh,
It's easy,
So-
this way.
Chief Superintendent.
yes.
Since you went back, it is his birthday.
This is,
Oh.
I know, I was gonna say, that's what I should have said, we should.
Are we gonna sing?
No, you guys don't have to say, just happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I used to be a singing waitress, I can really be.
My kids already serenaded.
Whoa, we're gonna have to file that information away.
Now it's city of featured.
Anyway, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
So we have a deadline for the paving, and I'm assuming that the emergency stormwater repair, they're gonna be able to sneak that in.
Yeah, so I called them today and I asked them when the soonest because they pretty much demobilized because they finished the first part of it and they're able to, at the earliest, be back next week.
And then I'll make that little sidewalk or crosswalk bollard things. I love them. Like, I don't care that they're confusing and people slow down. I think that's safe. I mean, that's safer than people blowing through. So I can understand people, people always stop, at the fountain coming into town. It's a blinking yellow. It's been that way my whole life. Yeah, I think they're great. So I mean, if we can stick them around town and it slows people down, I'm fine with it. So. That's right.
That's it. Okay, student counselor, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's like, it's my turn now, I can.
Yes, you know.
Okay. Well, Counselor Powell would know more about the budget than I do, or not the budget, the bond. But I had a meeting on the first, I think, May 1st, it was one scheduled.
So there was a meeting the last week of last month, and then the one for this month is in the process of being rescheduled for potentially the 16th.
Yeah. So, but as far as I talked to a couple of bond committee members earlier this week, and like there wasn't a whole lot of updates from my last report. So that's that. There's not a whole lot going on in the district right now, aside from the Wonder thing, which was lovely. We have that coming up at the high school too. And then all the graduations are coming up too for all the 40 schools. So.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's my turn. I have a few things. Start out with, I just want to add on to Memorial Day. If you haven't attended that, it's quite a solemn event. And you get to hear the mayor give a speech, so I encourage all of you to provide.
His
he
last
gets it.
speech.
Huh?
His last speech.
His last Memorial
Memorial
Day
Day
speech. I still have Oktoberfest, I think. Anyway, but it's a good event. And we'll have, quite sure we're gonna have the planes flying over again, so. On Memorial Day, about 11 o'clock in the morning, so. So that's a good thing. One thing that I get to do, because I don't say no very often, is I kind of get to coordinate a couple of scholarships. The two that I do is the Junior First Citizen and the Maureen Ernst Memorial Scholarship. And the deadline for those was last Friday. And so I've been going through them. I gotta tell you, we get some pretty outstanding kids in this, young people in this community, so it's really, it's a lot of work to go through them, and it's harder to choose, but it's worth it, so. But I wish we had a lot more money to give away in scholarships. Then I want to again thank the staff for everything they did for our budget meeting. I thought it went really well. It's good work. When you have a meeting and you can finish it in one meeting, it's because people put the work in ahead of time. And it's always better to put the work in and in afterwards. So thanks again to the staff for that. At the last meeting, I mentioned that our city manager's evaluation was due, and I was gonna get everything out to you, and I had a busy month, so I haven't got it out yet, but I don't think any of us are going anywhere in the next month or so, so they will be coming out. And then another thing that is happening in town this Friday, Discover Mount Angel is doing the next Friday event that, and they're kind of honoring Ross Ryan at that event. And there's going to be some music and things and food, and I guess, and but that'd be a nice thing to attend because he was a pretty vital part of our community. So, and with that, I'm done. Anybody have any questions of the mayor? Don't. Okay. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Joe. Oh, it's a stack of Oreos. One of my favorites.
You want a list of